smell what The Rock is cooking. The Rock says, The Rock says, The Rock says, The Rock. They talk to me. You got your rules and your religion, all designed to keep you safe. But when rules start getting broken, you start questioning your faith. I have a voice that is my savior, hates to love and loves to hate. I have a voice that has the knowledge and the power to your fate. I hear voices crying, I see heroes dying, I taste blood that's drying, I feel tension rising. I hear voices in my head, they counsel me, they understand, they talk to me, they talk to me.
Hello and welcome to the NXT Wrestling Talk Show with Reese Rock Jones and
Sean Randy Smith, and we will bring you NXT Takeover Portland, which takes place this Sunday.
yes, this will be the first NXT Takeover of this year, having had Worlds Collide before the Royal Rumble. But before we get into that, we have some interesting news to bring you in regards to the latest female wrestler to sign for WWE. She will be the first fourth generation superstar in the history of WWE. Her great grandfather, High Chief Peter Maivia, her grandfather, Soulman Rocky Johnson, and her father, Dwayne Johnson, aka The Rock.
Yes, Dwayne The Rock Johnson's daughter has officially signed with the WWE.
In Simone Johnson, and we wish her all the luck, although we know it's only a matter of time before certain fans say that she's handled everything because of who her father is, like they do with Charlotte.
But time will only tell. But now, back to our scheduled programming.
Yes, NXT Takeover Portland comes at us from the Moda Center in Portland, Oregon, and we have 6 matches to go through. So let's begin. Before Rhea Ripley sets her sights on Charlotte Flair at WrestleMania, which seems to be the direction that they're heading in, she has to fend off the challenge of Bianca Belair,
Mrs. EST of NXT,
who comes off a very impressive showing in the Women's Royal Rumble match, coming in at number 2, lasting over half an hour and eliminating 8 competitors.
Yes. But who do we see walking out with the NXT Women's Championship and potentially facing Charlotte at WrestleMania?
Well, I would say that Bianca Belair will be the person to take the title off of Rhea Ripley, but not yet.
Not yet. I'm going to agree with you on that.
I would say it happens maybe possibly at the takeover before SummerSlam.
Yeah, I'd say so.
Our second match is a rivalry which has been brewing since the build to NXT Takeover War Games back in November, and since Finn Balor appeared back up in NXT.
Yes, after being demoted from the main roster.
Well, for him it's more of a promotion rather than a demotion.
As he takes on Johnny Wrestling, aka Johnny Gargano.
Former NXT Tag Team Champion, North American Champion, and Champion.
And as we said, this rivalry has been brewing ever since NXT Takeover War Games.
Before then, when Finn Balor decided to attack Johnny Gargano. Now, this match could go either way.
It could.
But something tells me it's more likely to go Finn Balor's way.
Yeah, I think so.
Next is what we believe to be the beginning of the end of the Undisputed Era.
As Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly put their titles on the line against the winners of the Dusty Rhodes Tag Team Classic, the Broserweights, Matt Riddle and Pete Dunne.
Well, we say that this is the beginning of the end of the Undisputed Era, but technically that started a few weeks ago when Roderick Strong lost the North American Championship.
To Limitless Keith Lee.
And the Undisputed Era were eliminated from the Dusty Rhodes Classic with a little bit of help from Imperium, but that was going into
Worlds Collide.
The only thing which may count against the Broserweights is the backstage heat that Matt Riddle seems to be getting himself into by getting into fights with people like Goldberg and Brock Lesnar.
Most recently at the Royal Rumble.
Not a smart move.
No, it's not. Especially if you want to be potentially walking out with championships and maybe a call up to the main roster in the near future.
Now, speaking of the Undisputed Era, the leader of the faction, in other words Adam Cole,
baby,
will defend the NXT Championship against the man who never lost it.
And he only had to vacate it due to injury, and that man is Tommaso Ciampa.
Tommaso Ciampa is looking to become only the third superstar to have held the NXT Championship twice, the other two being Samoa Joe and Shinsuke Nakamura. And the burning question is, will Goldie, no, not Goldust, come back to where Tommaso Ciampa says it belongs?
Or will it still remain undisputed? No pun intended.
We don't have an undisputed championship.
Used to though. But now we go on to another rivalry that has also been brewing since War Games.
At NXT Takeover War Games, in the first ever Women's War Games match, with Team Ripley going against
Team Baszler,
there was a little bit of a disagreement.
A heel turn.
Yes, when Dakota Kai turned
on her tag team partner Tegan Knox.
And these two have faced each other on NXT TV since it went to the USA Network.
Yes.
But now, by order of William Regal, they face each other in a street fight.
Now, this match is probably more likely going to be brutal.
Hence street fight name.
It's
However, I would think that, I hate to say it, but I think the heel needs to win here.
in Dakota Kai. I would agree with you on that one, I think.
And finally, just a few weeks after winning the NXT North American Championship, then going toe-to-toe with Brock Lesnar in the men's Royal Rumble match, Limitless Keith Lee looks to have NXT remain to bask in his glory as North American Champion when he defends against Dominic. Now,
One of his former tag team partners.
now you would think here that they would be out of their minds to have Keith Lee lose the championship just a few weeks after winning it. But this is a mad company that we're talking about.
Yes. We do stress the word mad.
So, let's run through the 6 matches one more time.
Rhea Ripley will defend the NXT Women's Championship against Bianca Belair.
Finn Balor takes on Johnny Wrestling and Johnny Gargano.
Bobby Fish and Kyle O'Reilly of the Undisputed Era will defend the NXT Tag Team Championships against the Broserweights, Matt Riddle and Pete Dunne.
Leader of the Undisputed Era, Adam Cole, will defend the NXT Championship against Tommaso Ciampa.
Former best friends turn bitter rivals as Dakota Kai takes on Tegan Knox in a street fight.
And Keith Lee defends the North American Championship against Dominic Dijakovic.
So that brings us to an end for our pre-show for NXT Takeover Portland.
Next week we shall bring you our reactions to this event, along with previews to certain other shows as we finally build towards WrestleMania.
So until then, he's been
Rachel Rock Jones, and he's been
Sean Randy Smith, and we will see you next week for the post-show to NXT Takeover Portland.